March 2018, Nintendo drops one of their infamous N-bombs with the announcement that a new Smash Bros. Game was coming out by the end of the year. June 2018, Uncle Sakurai himself informs us that every character the series has ever seen is returning, plus the Inklings and Ridley, which was enough information to get mine, along with everybody else's centimeter Peter, so rock hard to the point where Nintendo ensured that everybody who could potentially want this game was sure to get it. Then Sakurai returned again in August with even more Smash news just to drive the hype into overkill territory. And even though the game probably would have sold almost as well if it were just a half-assed Wii U port, it's great to see the Sackmaster put so much time, passion, and care into a game that people love so much, rather than scheming of ways to milk it with DLC. But even though the majority of fans are ecstatic for Smash Ultimate, there's still a fair amount of jabronis on the internet that are consciously looking for things to complain about. And I'm not new to the internet, I understand that it does that, but this is a case of people taking their complaints too far to where they're kinda just being dicks. So sit back, relax, put the gun down, click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and allow me, the most handsome boy in the Northern Tri-County area 2 years in a row, Cameron, to cast shame on every last dingus who were just looking for reasons to duke all over Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm here at Nintendo HQ in Kyoto, Japan to have a word with Masahiro Sakurai.
Today we're going to play a new fun game.
Mr. Sakurai, what do you have to say to the people who want even more fighters in Smash?
Stop whining.
But Mr. Sakurai...
No more complaining, no more...
Give me a fighter.
Nothing.
Thanks for your time. Do you know where the bathroom is?
There is no bathroom.
It wasn't long after that interview before I was taken to a local jail for asking the hard questions. But let me reiterate that I'm well aware of the fact that most people are happy about Smash Bros. Ultimate. However, as you can see, Sakurai is very sensitive to criticism, even if it comes from the minority of fans. Cause he's working his ass off to try to make the perfect Smash Bros. Game that appeals to everybody. They say you can never please everybody, but damn it, that's not gonna stop the Sackmaster from trying. And even though I think the complaining's ludicrous, I'm not saying the Smash Ultimate looks like it's gonna be perfect in every way imaginable and that there's no room for improvement. Cause if we lived in some kind of wacky magical world where people could fly and MoviePass was reliable, then Smash Ultimate would have like 200 well-balanced characters, 74,000 stages, and a subspace mode that has 47 alternate endings. But in the real world, that's completely unreasonable, especially given the relatively small time frame from the time the last batch of DLC came out for Smash 4 till now. I mean, all I was honestly expecting from Smash 5 or Ultimate was for them to just copy and paste 4, add a few new characters and stages, and tweak the physics an ass hair or two, and that still would have been fine. But Uncle Sakurai clearly burned the midnight oil and has been going all out to make sure that there isn't anything that could possibly leave anybody unsatisfied with what might be the last Smash Bros. Game we see for a long time. There aren't many new characters per se, but even though Smash 4 had more than enough content as it was, the new characters we are getting for Ultimate are fantastic. I mean, aside from being a great addition to Smash, King K. Rool being in the game increases the chances of Kremlings finally returning to the Donkey Kong universe. And even though Bloodstained fills a void Castlevania left behind, it sure is nice to see Simon Belmont's fat ass again. And not to mention that literally every character Smash Bros. Has ever seen is returning as well, which brings the total number of playable characters up to 73, or 81 if you count the Koopalings and Alf. Plus, there's gonna be over 100 friggin' stages that can all handle 8 players with Battlefield and Omega forms as well. Damn near 1,000 songs, wired GameCube controller support, over 50 new assist trophies, diagonal air slashes, new items, fan service out the ass.
My grandmother, riding by on a bicycle, give me the finger and a duck. Now, I don't know. Are you crying?
And even if Sakurai came out right now and said this is all Smash Bros. Ultimate's gonna be and there's nothing else to show, I'd still hurl wads of cash at my local retailer to get my grubby little paws on it. And it's insane to think that there's somehow even more we don't know about yet, which is why it steams my ass when after getting all that, fans are still tormenting the Sackman on Twitter for Waluigi being an assist trophy as opposed to being a full-fledged fighter. Granted, most of the tweets at him were just jokes, but there are a lot of people out there who are disappointed he can't play as Waluigi. So much so that people are overanalyzing the hell out of these friggin' yellow and purple chairs from the August 8th Direct. Apparently people think this is Sakurai's way of saying Waluigi's gonna be in the game, which is a bit of a stretch seeing as how, much like myself, the only yellow Waluigi has on him in the first place is in his underpants, which is proof that despite the comedic tweets, people really do want Waluigi to be fully playable to the point where they're not giving up hope and are seeing what they want to, just like the negative Nancys are only seeing the negatives. If you've already convinced yourself beforehand the game's gonna be disappointing, then your brain's only gonna look for things to dislike even if it's not there, despite there being so much gold present, which is exactly what's going on in small circles on the internet. But any sane person would agree agree that Waluigi is just fine as an assist trophy, and you shouldn't bet on him being reworked in the game based off of chairs. I suppose it is possible for Sakurai to cave to fan pressure so nobody says a bad thing about what's supposed to be the ultimate game in the series, but I don't even see how being an assist trophy is a bad thing in the first place. Personally, I'm not really opposed to any character being added in the game, but I don't think Waluigi should necessarily be as high of a priority as something like even Toad or Dixie Kong. And I honestly don't think people even want Waluigi in the game anyway. I mean, not really. Waluigi's pretty much just a meme, and adding him at this point wouldn't make people happy because they could play as him. They'd just think it's funny and feel a sense of accomplishment to pressure Sakurai into caving. Speaking of assist trophies that riled people up though, there's also Bomberman, Zero, Knuckles, Shovel Knight, and probably others who'd all be awesome as playable characters. But I'm sorry, I just can't see this as a valid complaint, because there's always going to be popular video game characters that are missing. Besides, one of the main reasons people want certain characters in Smash has less to do with how they'll play and more to do with it being some sort of Hall of Fame type of acknowledgement, which is why I don't see why being an assist trophy is considered a snub, because the character still ended up in the game. I mean, if all the new assist trophies we saw ended up being full characters, then aside from the amount of work adding all those characters in such a short amount of time being the death of Sakurai, what assist trophies would we get? I mean, how obscure does a character have to be? Error from Zelda 2? Lloyd's dad from Mother 1? My neighbor Terry? Yeah, those would all be amazing, but I'm not gonna complain about their absence. Cause like I said, this game has far more than enough content to give me a bloody nose. And poor Sakurai's been through enough this past decade, and we're only a few characters away from the guy completely breaking. Again, a game like Smash is always gonna have room for improvement, and I'm not just saying we should blindly praise it because of how much work went into it. And I get the impression that one reason the game's being shown off in sprinkles is to get some sort of feedback before the game comes out, seeing as how Sakurai wanted to be done with the series a long time ago and probably needs closure before running off into the sunset, or at least until the next game. But I don't think the type of feedback Saki had in mind was about Snake's ass or lack thereof. Granted, Snake having a bigger ass does admittedly make the game 5% better, but if there's Nintendo asses that need fixing, then look no further than one Samus Aran. Don't get me wrong, if you looked at her shit sprayer now, you'd probably think it's pretty good, but if you remember how spoiled we were back in the 80s, you'd realize how much we've been missing out on in every game since. And okay, so Samus has a good ass now.
That don't impress me much.
All I'm saying is that Snake's moderately attractive ass being taken away from us is a conspiracy from Nintendo to distract us from the absence of Samus's thick booty of yesteryear. So stay woke and confront Bandai or whoever's working on Metroid Prime 4 and leave Sakurai, who was just following orders, alone. Even if you're still an entitled buttwagon about there only being 73 characters to choose from with over 100 stages, yada yada yada, you get it, then keep in mind that in addition to there almost certainly being more content we don't already know about, it's also very likely we'll get DLC at some point. But even if we don't, I'm still content with what we have now. And I wish everyone would look at the bright side instead of breaking Sakurai's heart by telling him that all these years of his life he dedicated to the Smash series isn't enough. And if for no other reason than that, just tell Sakurai you like Smash Ultimate for now, even if you hate it, so the poor guy can take a friggin' nap. And whenever he wakes up, let's not fiend for Smash 6 right away and let the guy use his creativity for a new game entirely, because I'm sure working on pretty much one game for the past decade or so gets pretty damn old. And I'd imagine he has other ideas in his back pocket for if Nintendo ever sets him free from Smash. So after this game, set the man free and let's all enjoy Smash Ultimate for years to come, which is sure to keep us busy as long as we can conquer our short 2018 attention spans. And stop asking for Goku, damn it. What do you think about Smash Ultimate, though? Am I a shill with low standards for thinking the game went above and beyond? Or will you not be satisfied until every possible meme that's ever existed is finally in the game? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, I'll pin whatever I find most entertaining or intriguing. Don't forget to like and share this video to help this channel grow. Thanks from the bottom of my ass to everybody who supports us on Patreon. And also, thanks for helping us reach 30,000 subs. My name's Cameron, and I'll see you next time.
So I want to say thank you to your loyalty, thank you for your support.